many amazing friends, and I actually, one of my best friend's dads was in a skiing accident. He lives in Massachusetts. He's my really good family friend, so we asked Rotary if we could maybe, even though it's only for North Jersey, have him come with us, and they were totally fine with that, so that was really great to have one of my great friends with me when he was going through a really tough time, so it really like lifted his spirits. It was great. And I knew another person who just coincidentally was on the trip, and we now hang out almost every weekend, and we're really, really tight from it, so it's great. I made a lot of friends. So yes, going to Osaka, Kyoto, Nara, Shikoku, and Hiroshima. So a lot of traveling, a lot of long bus rides, but good time to catch up on sleep. So that's us, that's Theo, my friend from Massachusetts that came with us right before our trip, getting there. And the peace sign, as most of you probably know in Japan, is the biggest. I don't think there's a picture of a Japanese kid that isn't holding up a peace sign. So we all were practicing right before we left our peace sign because we knew it would be used a lot. And so after our 14-hour flight, which I don't have any pictures of because I took a sleeping pill and I was out for probably 12 hours of it, our first experience with Japanese toilets in the airport. I don't know if you can really tell, but it's got a bidet, a front wash, a back wash, music that you can play so you can't hear embarrassing noises. There's deodorizer. This isn't even that a sophisticated of one. It's a pretty simple one by their means. There's heat warmers on some. They're crazy. Nope. No. All three. I didn't use one until about like my second home stay. I just use them for normal purposes. And so then this is the view from our hotel room. This is the day after because we got in about midnight and we were exhausted. And so this is the next morning. It's a little foggy, but gorgeous view from our hotel room, which I think we're on like the 22nd floor or something. And then this was on our trip to Kyoto. We discovered our buses had these fold-down seats in the middle. I don't know if you can tell. So it made so much more space. So it was really convenient, and we always fought over who got to sit in the middle. And they weren't as comfy, but they were really cool. And that's Bob and Georgia, our chaperones, and they were amazing. Georgia was my second mom, everyone's second mom. We would go to her every morning, give her a hug, and tell her about our night, and complain if there was anything wrong or homesick, and she was great. And Bob was just a trip, so we love him. This is at Sanju-sen Jendo Temple. It's, you couldn't take pictures inside of it, but it's this temple that's got over like 1,000 Buddhist god, whatever they're called, Buddhist god. Statues, right? And so I just thought it was interesting that you had to take your shoes off before, and it was our first experience with like that whole culture, no shoes, and we loved it, of course, because anything different is so fun. And this was our first encounter with Japanese school kids, which is probably the highlight of my trip was Japanese schoolgirls. They were so cute. And they just followed us around the whole time. They were on a school trip, I think, to the temple, and they were too adorable. Some school kid was singing to us, so he took his picture. He was great. Who knows what he was singing, but... and then this was on our way out of Kyoto to Nara. Our tour guide was explaining like what Kyoto meant, which I thought was so interesting. It was the old capital, and Kyoto means capital. And so now it's Tokyo, which is the new capital, which is kind of interesting. I was like shocked by that. This is also, I guess we're still in Kyoto. This is in Kyoto. It's the Golden Pavilion. It's a temple made out of all gold plated. Super fancy. It was kind of rainy when we were there, so it doesn't look as shiny and nice as it normally does. But and then here was our lunch, our first Japanese meal. It was very questionable, but there was some eggplant thing and some salmon and always miso soup. And then this was the temple of the Big Buddha in Nara, which I also couldn't take a picture of, but it's probably the size of a 4-story building. It's massive, and it's crazy. And also my camera battery died. Of course, this is the last picture before my next charge. But there's deer everywhere. Just that you can pet, you can feed them. It was incredible. So this is my first homestay in Tokushima Prefecture in Shikoku, and they're famous for these whirlpool. It's just right under this bridge. There's bunches of them. So we take boats out there, glass bottom boats, and you can see the whirlpools, and they're really amazing. And then after we went there, we went to get ramen noodles, and Tokushima is famous for their ramen noodles. And how you order is kind of interesting. It's a machine that you just plug in what you want, you take the receipt, and you go up to the counter and he gives you your food instead of ordering with the person. And then this is their famous dance in Tokushima. It's called the Awa Dori. And we went to the museum and they put on a show, and then we had a dance competition, which I was not so successful with. But my roommate had been once before to Japan on a trip, so 2 years ago. And so she won the dance competition, which was awesome. And then that's more from the trip, from the museum. It's just the Awadori Festival. It's a little miniature figurine thing of it, and costumes. And then this is my first host family's house. We had our own little apartment in the back of their beauty salon. I don't even think, we never even went into their own house. We had our own. And they had a table that you sit with your feet underneath, which was really cool. That was really traditional. And a traditional bath, and the whole bathroom is a shower. And then there's a bath in it, but you cover the bath when you're taking a shower. And they're really short, so you have to sit on a stool, especially me. Sit on a stool, and it's complicated, but we got used to it eventually. And then tempura, which some of the food in Japan was questionable for a lot of people, so tempura was our comfort food. So anyone that didn't like tempura, they were sure to be attacked by everyone else to share their tempura. And udon, which is delicious, noodles. And then sukiyaki, which I'm not positive, but this is what my roommate told me, and she speaks some Japanese, so don't quote me on it, but she said it means however you like. So you kind of put whatever you want into this dish, and then you put it in egg, raw egg, and eat it. Which I tried like a few bites, and then I was like, can I have a clean bowl? I'm not really into this. And then this is the first school we visited, and that's their courtyard, which is incredible. We don't have anything like that in our schools. And also I was really surprised that their assembly, while they were waiting for people, they just were dead silent. Wow. I was like, that would never happen in America. You'd be screaming, bouncing off the walls, and we'd be sitting, not a peep. It was incredible. And then they dressed us up in yukatas and did our hair because they owned a beauty salon. So we felt pretty, and it was great. And this old city in Tokushima, this famous reproduced city, it's just great. And then this is my second homestay, which was in Kochi, and that's my host mom on a really rocky beach. You're not allowed to go swimming there, but it was in our backyard, the beach, pretty much. It was less than a block away, which is great. Some sushi and takoyaki, which is fried little balls of octopus and dough, and they're delicious. And then this was our room, which is a tatami mat, and we go into our room, and there's like women's underwear and on mannequins, and so they come up and like, side business, side business. That was the funniest thing we've ever heard. And this is This is another school where they asked us to do the moonwalk because every American knows how to do the moonwalk apparently in Japanese eyes. Of course. My second host family, which is my mom and my brother and his pregnant wife. She was the sweetest thing in the world. And then